My first thought at looking at this week's Amway Coaches Poll is that Arizona State's in the top 25, which is great. I mean, they deserve it. It's weird, though, that they're 25th and Michigan State, who they just beat, is 24th. Maybe you should swap those two teams because Arizona State just beat Michigan State. At number 17 is Boise State. The Broncos are 2-0. They've just been whipping up on two teams that they probably should whip up on, but still impressive nonetheless. To me, the conversation all offseason has been the best team in the group of five is either Boise or Central Florida. It's early, obviously it's just 2 games, but through 2 weeks, Boise absolutely the best group of 5 team in the country, and you're beginning to see that rewarded with a kind of lofty spot this early in the season in the Amway Coaches Poll. TCU is up 2 spots, number 14, after beating up on SMU on Friday night. It's the kind of win that you don't really care about, you don't watch, you don't pay attention to it because you expect it, but TCU got the job done. If they're number 14 in the country, do you expect them to beat Ohio State when they play them on Saturday night? Probably not. But to justify being number 14, TCU needs to give Ohio State a hell of a game. I don't think anyone's going to pick them to win, but if you're number 14, make that a game and hang with Ohio State and earn your stripes as a top 15 team in the country. There were some concerns about Penn State coming out of week 1, probably deservedly so. They needed overtime to escape from Appalachian State at home. If you listened to me, you knew that Penn State was going to bounce back, and they did. Against Pittsburgh, their rival, they dominated the Panthers. They embarrassed them on their home field. It was a great time for Penn State. They looked the part of a top 10 team. I don't think they've done enough so far to justify being higher than number 10. But look, if you saw that game on Saturday and you didn't see a top 10 team, then you must have been watching something else, because Penn State looked the part, really impressive, and justified being number 10 in the country in this week's poll. So Clemson's number 2 in this week's poll. That's great, and it's totally deserved. I couldn't think of another team to put number 2. However, they only had 3 first-place votes. Alabama's owning that race. They've got 50-something to Clemson's 3. I wonder if you look at the great disparity between number 1 Alabama and number 2 Clemson in terms of first-place votes, if guys just looked at the score of Clemson A&M at 28-26 and thought, oh, well, Clemson struggled. And they did, but it's a tough environment, a really good win, and a win that'll look really good come December for Clemson. So they're number 2 by a distance, but still right there in the mix, and they're a good and solid number 2.